Hey there, it is Mr. Posch on July 20th, 2023. I'm here checking out some of the theatrical lighting that we use at Westford Academy and understanding how the dimming works. So I'm going to zoom in on the equipment here and show you what we're looking at. On the left-hand side of the picture is the LED light source. It's controlled by DMX control, and it is capable of producing three different colors: a red, a green, and a blue. I'm going to focus on the red today, and we'll look at how that behaves as it dims. Also on the table, you see the controller that I was just using to control the independent colors. And you see an oscilloscope here, which is essentially making a graph of brightness versus time. So this is a brightness versus time graph. And the brightness is being sensed by this sensor here. This is pretty much a standard photovoltaic solar cell kind of a thing. And it works great as a sensor to see whether the light is on or off. Now, if you look at this, it looks as if the light is blinking on and off in time. And in fact, it really is, even though it looks like it's on as a steady red right now. In fact, what the device is doing is blinking the LEDs on and off at a pretty high rate, so much so that your eyes hopefully will blend that all together and make you think that it's steadily on. Specifically, the amount of time between each on time is the amount of time between my fingers here. That's 1/600th of a second. In other words, 600 times per second, the light blinks on and then it goes off again. Now, this is a pretty dim setting. If you want to make it brighter, you would think you might take the on, represented by this level, and raise it up to make it brighter. You might think that, but it turns out that's not really how it works. If you want to make this brighter, what you do is, here I'm doing it now, you just stretch out the amount of time that it's on compared to the amount of time that it's off. So right now it's about 50-50. We would call that a 50% duty cycle. That's kind of a medium brightness for this device. If I want to make it really bright, I can go all the way up to the max. In fact, if I do that, it'll just be pegged at the maximum possible value. I can also bring it down to something much lower. In fact, all the way, if I get down to the bottom, it's going to turn off completely. So that's how the device dims. It doesn't change the levels. It only changes the amount of time that it's on compared to the time that it's off. Couple little footnotes here. This device, I checked it out. It works the same for the green color and the blue color, so there's no need to demonstrate those, but you get pretty much the same function. And on this device, if you want to create other colors that are not red, green, or blue, you can mix them together. We'll talk about that in another video. One final note, many cars work this way. Some cars, if you hit the brake lights, the LEDs come on full tilt. And then if you want to just drive around at night and have your tail lights on, not so bright, but visible, you can pulse width modulate them. You can squeeze the pulse shorter and it will appear dimmer to other drivers. And again, one hopes that that would appear to be a steady red light and not a blinking one. That's all we've got for today on the lighting instrument. This is, I should, as a footnote, say this is the Chauvet brand Colorado 1 Quad Tour LED light, driven by the Chauvet DJ Obey 3 controller. And that is all I've got to say today.